So we have a ton of articles to talk about, all from Sony, which is pretty cool. Not
No,
all of them, really, but the
decent
first few.
amount, you know,
Yeah, yeah, I
like
would say half.
50%. Yeah, that's pretty good. Yeah, do we like
Yeah,
we got some stuff to go over, you know. And then Sony announced a lot of stuff this week, which helps us. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying, Mike?
yes, sir.
These announcements, and we got to start off. I know I probably could have ended the show with this one, but like I don't know, man. I just felt like if we're doing the Sony stuff, let's just like do it in one go. So we're starting
That's
off with a
true.
big one, you know.
Let's
Probably
get
the
it.
biggest Sony stuff to come out this week. Got this, of course, Tom Warren from The Verge reporting on it as per usual. Sony's new PS5 with a removable disk drive launches in November. Um, this new $500 PS5 will replace the original disc version, and in turn, its Ultra HD Blu-ray drive is a removable piece you can also buy for $80. Big stuff coming out here the next iteration of PlayStation. So, Sony officially announced a new PS5 model with a detachable disk drive and a 1 terabyte of internal storage, often referred to as a PS5 Slim in quotes. This new model is slightly slimmer and shorter than the existing one, but will crucially replace both the PS5 and the PS5 Digital Edition. In the US, the new model will cost $500 with the drive included, while the PS5 Digital Edition will be $450. The new PS5 has a significant overall reduction in volume by more than 30% and up to 24% reduction in weight, depending on which model you end up getting. Sony now has a bulge at the side of the PS5 for the disk drive, which can be removed and replaced with a side panel. So they like kind of they have like a little kind of reveal video, a little 20-second preview kind of showing it. But if you
Looks like a
look at
tumor. It does.
it kind of, yeah, I mean, yeah,
I will say it's sleek. It's
yeah,
sleek.
yeah. I mean, I think the idea that it's like removable and you can kind of get rid of it. I like that idea.
Yeah.
I think I think it was one of the things that, when it came to the PS5, like whenever the PS5 first launched, like you didn't have the ability to like have a choice, right? Like you either like
Right.
whatever you got, you were locked into kind of thing. So I mean, I think it's cool for them to kind of be like, let's give the consumer more choice because it's always a beautiful thing. And yeah, in this case, if you want to get a disk drive, like so, I mean, if you get a digital edition and later on you want a disk drive, I mean, granted, it is $30 extra in the long term, like compared to just paying $50 extra, like at the at the jump and just getting it. Um, that's certainly a trade off, but I mean, I think having that choice is a huge thing. So I think it's cool to see. It's not like this isn't like a huge like hardware. Like this isn't like a PS5 Pro, right? Like this is just kind of a mid kind of cycle, just kind of slimmed down, which PlayStation I feel like is known for across all of their consoles.
True.
So that's definitely what this is. Um, and continuing on the article, there are 4 separate cover panels with the top portion in a glossy look, while the bottom remains in matte. Said Sid Schumann, the senior director of SIE Content Communications, in a blog post. If you purchase the base PS5 digital edition, you can add the Blu-ray disc drive at a later date, as Sony is selling it separately for $80. There is now 2 slits on each side with dual USB-C ports at the front instead of USB-C to A ports that are available on the current PS5. The horizontal stand will be included with the new PS5 model, and the vertical one that works with all PS5 models will be sold separately at $30. Both new PS5 models also include 1 terabyte of storage now instead of the 825 gigabytes found on the existing PS5. So, slight kind of boost there in the storage, right? I mean, I feel like because like when I hear like the 825, like it makes me think like, is it like 100? What is it? 175 of like just OS files? Like it seems like kind of weird, right? Like just a random number. But yeah, the fact that they're kind of rounding that out is pretty neat. Yeah, I mean, I think USB-C, like that's the new standard, right? So I mean, it doesn't surprise me that that's kind of the way things are rolling. Certainly kind of new stuff there. Yeah, and they so the new PS5 model will be released in November at the in the US at select retailers and at Sony's PlayStation Direct site for $450 without a drive and $500 with one. Will continue to roll out globally in the following months. Once inventory of the current PS5 model is sold out, the new PS5 will become the only model available. In Europe, it will be priced at $450 Pounds. I'm trying. Is that euros? I'm trying to remember what the
Yes,
currency is.
that is
Euros.
euros.
Yeah.
That's euros.
For the
You're
digital
correct.
edition, 550 with the drive. In the UK, it'll be 480 with the drive, and 389 for the digital edition. And that's pounds, right? I mean,
That's pounds, yeah.
just a pound. Like I don't know. It looks like a. I don't know what it looks
UK
like.
uses pounds and Europe uses euros.
AKA quid. So
Quid, yeah.
I kind of have
Slang
a
for
little
20,
bit
I
of
think.
slang. You know what I'm saying? A bit of slang.
Yes, sir.
The official announcement of this updated PS5 comes months after the device leaked and after reports last year suggest that Sony will be working on a PS5 with a detachable drive. Sony also just wrapped up its first PS5 sale with steep price drops in the UK, Germany, India, and elsewhere. And then it also kind of at the end of the article, it shows a picture of how like the detachable drive looks and how it kind of works. But yeah, I mean, again, like I said, not a PS5 Pro, but I think it's a pretty cool upgrade. I think the stand looks pretty neat too, like the metal stand.
It does look clean. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know if this showed it, but like there is like if you lay it horizontal, there is like a little metal rod that kind of comes out of one of the indentations to kind of it's a small little
Oh,
metal piece that
really?
kind of sticks down to level out the console.
Is
Looks
it
pretty
is it
funny.
kind of like a what's it called? What's the term? A bike stand? Like a little
A
kickstand
little bit, yeah,
that you
yeah,
can
kind
pull.
of
You
like
know,
that.
like some phone cases have that.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. It's kind of like that, except it's like metal, and so it's just a little peg that just kind of comes out. You can actually stand it on
That's
the side.
that's pretty
Um,
cool.
yeah, it's pretty funny. There was a lot of memes I saw about like saying like the PS5 was like your life problems, and then like the little stand was like that one thing giving you hope kind of thing. But there's a lot of memes like
Yeah,
that.
where you rest your hope and prayers to fix like all your problems.
Yeah, and that little stand is the thing holding your world together. Yeah, I don't know. I saw a lot of stuff like that. I thought it was pretty funny. But like overall, I mean, yeah, I think it's cool as a detachable disk drive. It's cool that it's smaller. I mean, the original PS5, from what I saw, especially in person, the thing was huge. So it's like, getting the smaller version is always nice. Yeah, it's nice to get kind of a mid-cycle refresh on it, and I think this kind of like again, this is the norm, right? Like whenever Sony
It
starts it out,
is.
they make these big devices and they include a bunch of stuff. And sometimes they even compromise on some of that stuff with their slim models. But I mean, in this case, it seems like it's just kind of the a better version, right? So
Yeah.
it's good to see, and yeah, it's kind of the first of the Sony stuff. But yeah, I mean, I don't know, Mike. What do you think? You like the mid cycle refresh Sony's putting out?
Yeah, I think it's a good idea, and I think it's going to be a trend for what PlayStation's going to keep doing with their hardware. I don't think you and I have ever talked bad about their hardware. It's more about their like cloud gaming stuff that we've gotten tired of a
Yeah,
little bit.
yeah,
Like maybe not tired of. Like we just feel like it's lacking. I think this just goes to show because the PS5 Edge controller, their like premier controller for the PS5, is a modular device as well, and now they're turning their console semi-modular, and
right.
I'm
Yeah,
sure they're gonna like. There's also memory slots you can add in, all these different things. I really like the USB-C integration that they're putting in, getting ahead. I think like
yeah,
that should be the new standard moving forward.
right.
It already basically is, and it's going to be now that Apple also has to make it so it's USB-C.
Yeah, right.
So it's pretty cool. I have nothing against it, and I think it's just a fairly standard like upgrade in the mid cycle, like you said.
Yeah, sure. I mean, I like the modularity. I think it's sick. And I mean, we always have
Yeah.
to credit Sony for having the ability to you could just take an M.2, right? And just slot it in there. And that's your extra storage.
Yes.
Unlike this
Yep.
proprietary, weird looking like
Nonsense
thing, dude, that the Xbox has.
that the Xbox does. Yeah.
Dude,
There's some
yeah.
hackers that can get around it, but I mean, yeah, I think if Xbox finds out about it because it's always connected to the online servers, it's like they'll IP ban you from being online or something.
Wouldn't doubt it, dude. Yeah.
Yeah, I
So I mean,
wouldn't
we got to
doubt it.
commend them for
Then
that. I mean,
yeah,
obviously, when it comes to hardware, not everything's been great. We have that, the Q handheld, whatever that was. Like, that's obviously like not the. I mean, the hardware
no,
itself looks really sick, right? But it's just kind of the
yeah,
feature. It just lacks so many features that would make it, I think, like a top tier piece of hardware. So, gotta credit that. But yeah, I mean, outside of that, man, like Sony knows what's up. I think with a lot of the stuff, especially on the console side. So, looking pretty
I would
sick.
definitely agree with that.
Looking pretty sick.